This is a homework problem from section 7.2, which is a system of equations with 3 variables. For this one, they're talking about bags of chips. I put how much the bags of chips cost was C, how much the water cost was W, a bottle of water cost, and the cost of milk the cost of a gallon of milk is M. Okay, and these are my equations. I'll show you how I got them from up here. Okay, so going up here, it says, on a recent trip to the convenience store, you picked up 4 gallons of milk, so that's what this part comes from, 4 times M, plus 5 bottles of water, and 6 snack bags of chips. Your total bill before tax was $31.20. Okay, so that's where that comes from. Then we go to the second sentence. If a bottle of water costs twice as much as a bag of chips, that's where this comes from right here. And then find the last one. And a gallon of milk cost $1.80 more than a bottle of water. Okay, so these are my 3 equations right here. First thing I want to do is line up my M's, my W's, and my C's. So for this one, this one is in the correct form. I have M, W, C is correct. For this one, I subtracted 2C from each side, and that's how I got the second equation. For this one, I subtracted, I want a 0 on this side, so I subtracted a W, and I subtracted a 1.8. No, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. I subtracted just the W from here to here. Okay, the next step we want to do with this section is just like, what variable do you eliminate? I decide, and you could do either whichever variable you decide, but I decided I want to eliminate C. Okay, so the way I eliminated C was I took this first equation right here, and then this equation I multiplied by 3. That way it becomes -6. So again, I decided to eliminate C to begin with, but you can eliminate any variable that's the easiest. Okay, so I wrote down this equation, and then I multiplied this equation times 3, because that way these will be opposites. That's what I did right here. So I took this times 3. Okay, if I add these together, I get 4M plus 8W is equal to 31.20. Okay, so C is eliminated there. Okay, now what I want to do is eliminate C again. Well, if you look at this equation right here, C is already eliminated. So basically, I want to take this equation and combine it with this equation right here. My paper up here. Okay, so this is the first equation. And then at this point, I decide to eliminate W. So to eliminate W, since I already have an 8W here, I decided to make this -8. So I multiplied this whole equation times 8. So I took this times 8, this times 8, and this times 8. So again, this is this equation, and then this equation comes from 8 times this equation 3. Okay, add those together, and I get 12M. So technically, usually I put the 12M over here, but the 12M, no W's. And if I add these together, I get 45.6. So again, if I add those together, that's how I got the 12M right here, not from here. Those become 0. If I divide both sides by 12, I get M as 3.8. So that's how much a gallon of milk cost. Okay, now I'm going to go back and find all the other 2 answers. Okay, so going back here, I use this example right here. I plugged in 3.8 for M to find W. That's what I did right here. Okay, so I just rewrote the equation first so you can see it. I plugged in 3.8 for M, solved for W, and I got water, a bottle of water cost $2. Okay, so I have 2 of the variables done. Now to find the third one. Okay, so for this one, again, you can use any of these equations. Actually, you can't use this one because it has to have C, but you can use either of these equations. This one looked easier, so I just decided to use this one. W minus 2C is equal to 0. I know that W, water, is $2. So 2 minus 2C is equal to 0, so C is equal to 1. So going back to the original answers here, the cost of water is $1. That's right here. The cost of water is $2. And the cost of milk is $3.80.